What up, y'all? It's just Tasha P, but y'all can call me Tasha. If you are new to this channel and you like what you see, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, and join my live streams. Also join my memberships if you would like to. I also have a new channel. Me and Fallon have one together. It's called Tosh X Fowl, and the link will be in the description below. We both have Instagram. Never mind, I ain't gonna tell you all that. Don't matter. All right, you guys. So today I have spaghetti that I cannot wait to eat. Hopefully I eat everything on this plate. Do I think I'm gonna eat everything on this plate? Also, you guys, today I'm gonna talk about this influencer, YouTube influencer. Her name is Ruby Frankie or Ruby Frank. I did write a lot of stuff down, and then so did Fallon because I need notes. Y'all know how I tell stories in unchronological order.
It wasn't chronological.
No, it's not. Not what I wrote. The spaghetti is good. Today is not homemade. It is homemade though. I'm just playing. Am I gonna eat all this? You guys, I'm gonna eat a little while first. I always say that and then I end up talking. I don't have any napkins. This is delicious. I didn't unplug the refrigerator because it wasn't making noise, but it just started. Y'all hear my little pumpkin back there giggling? So I'm gonna unplug the refrigerator real quick, y'all. Ziggy, ziggy. Ooh, I'm hungry. I'm excited to be hungry. I feel like it's been so long since I had spaghetti, y'all. And this is perfect because it's so much sauce. I used 1 pound of spaghetti, 1 pound of meat. And usually when I use a pound of meat, I use half a pound of spaghetti. Not this time. Woo. I'm hot too. I got on this hoodie though because I don't have anything underneath. I did have a t-shirt on, but it's wrinkled, so I didn't want to wear a wrinkled t-shirt. When I got out the shower, I didn't iron anything. I just threw on, what did I throw on? Some shorts. That's it. I put a whole onion in this. This is good. I'm gonna take smaller bites though. And you know what? I am gonna try to start the story now. I'm gonna start from however I start and tell y'all the story however I tell the story. So, Rudy Frank and Jody Hildebrandt are both in jail on 4 counts against, I don't even know if I can say it on YouTube, but it's for educational purposes for child abuse. Ruby, she was the mother of the 2 victims. She is the mother, I'm sorry, of the 2 children. The children are E and R. We'll call them E and R, because that's what they call them, and I don't know their names. If you guys want to watch this story, you can find it on 2020. Just came out. I think I watched last season, actually. So what happens is R, 12-year-old boy, he goes and knocks on someone's door in this neighborhood. Nobody answers the door. He goes to the next door and the next. And so he rang the doorbell. No one came to the door. He starts to walk away. I'm assuming to go to somebody else's door. And a man answers the door and he's like, "Hey kid, what you want?" And he was like, "I need you to do me 2 favors." The guy was quiet, right? And he was like, "What is it, kid?" And he was like, "I need you to take me to the nearest police station." And he was like, "Well, one favor. Just take me to the nearest police station. So the owner of the home calls the police. And you can see this on the Ring camera. They kept him outside. Upon visual inspection, he is an emaciated little boy with scars on his legs. He has some really small shorts. And the guy's wife is there also. She's tending to the boy while the guy is on the phone. The guy meaning the owner of the house that he came and knocked on. He's talking to the dispatcher, telling her that the boy looks emaciated. He says that he hasn't eaten. He's thirsty. He's hungry. They're giving him food. They're giving him water. And as he's talking to this 911 operator, he's crying because it hurts. You know, it hurts to see that. And it's unbelievable. So the police come and get the boy, and he tells them that he has a little sister that's at the house also. Oh, first they ask the little boy, like, where you come from? Who's your mom? Blah, blah, blah. He tells them, and then he says, you know, I have a little sister that's still in the home. The police go to the home, and the home is that of Jody Hildebrandt. That's her name. They open the door, and this dykey looking lady, she's a little dykey, you know. They don't say that. Now, mind you, these people are Mormons. And I think they're real life Mormons. Like, they for real about their religion, right? So, Jody, who is also... Okay, Jody is the marriage counselor of Ruby, who is the parent to these kids, E and R. So, Jody opens, the first thing I see is Jody opens the door, and the police are like, you know, who are you or whatever. And she says, I'm on the phone with my attorney. She already knows the boy has ran out of the house, and she's already on the phone with her attorney. So she already knows that something is about to go down. She already knows that she's wrong. Otherwise, she wouldn't even be on the phone, right? Oh, dyke ass. So anyway, they grab her. They arrest her. Actually, wait. She was actually in the house, in another room, while they were searching her house for the other child, right? They found a little boy in the closet. They searched all these rooms. This house was just under 10,000 square feet. In, what state was it? Utah. This house was just under 10,000 square feet, and they said that it looked like a compound. I mean, I saw it too. So they find this child in the closet, in the middle of the closet. There's no clothes. There's nothing in the closet. They find this child in the closet sitting there. The police is like, hey, I'm Officer da-da-da. What's your name? Nothing. They said the child wouldn't talk. Oh, and let me tell you, the 12-year-old boy, he had saran wrap on his wrists, and then duct tape covering the saran wrap on both wrists and both ankles. Y'all hear Elijah? So I wrote some stuff down so I can really tell you guys what happened. So this lady, Ruby, she has a YouTube channel. The name of her YouTube channel was 8 Passengers. She has 6 children and a husband, Kevin. So her and her husband, at the time of this incident, had broken up. Now, their marriage counselor is Jody, the person whose house they found these kids in. So what Jody did was, she was a counselor for all the Mormons, right? What she would do is turn the wives against their husbands. If they watched adult movies, I guess as Mormons, if you watch the movies, you are addicted to them. Even if you only watch it one time, even if it's only 10 seconds. That's exactly what one of the husbands said. So what she would do was tell the wives that, because she had group sessions for the men, she would tell the wives that the men were saying such and such in their group sessions, and they all came together and find out it wasn't even true. You know, the men found out it wasn't true. found out that she was saying these things, the women were either leaving their men or making them sleep in another room because of what the men were saying to Jody, which they weren't really saying these things, right? So she separated a lot of husbands from their wives. I don't know if she was trying to be with the ladies. They didn't say she was a gay. But she looked a little bit. Anyway, so she's separating these women from their men. And at some point, because she had a crisis, she ended up moving in with Ruby and her husband, Kevin, with those 6 children. Now, mind you, this is how the kids went. The kids were, one was in college and then one left the house. And then she had 2 teenage daughters, and then she had 2 young children, a 12 and 8-year-old. So her and her husband broke. Wait, let me tell you. Jody moves in because she's having a crisis. Once Jody moves in, that's when Ruby and her husband really started to go downhill, because Jody was kind of infiltrating in their relationship. You can only do that when you already are having a weakness in your relationship, and when you know. So Ruby ends up telling her husband that he has to move out. He moves out. Daughter goes to college. Son moves out. Older son moves out. She still has the teenagers and the kids. Eventually, she moves in. Okay, so part of the separation agreement was that he did not have contact with the kids or did not see the kids. For whatever reason, that's what she wanted. That's what Jody told Ruby she should do. So she moves in with Jody with her 2 youngest children, and then she leaves her 2 teenage children at the house. But they end up staying with another adult friend because teenagers can't stay by themselves. So I guess the house is just empty. Kevin, the husband, doesn't even know because he's not allowed to see his children, but he's still going to marriage counseling with his wife. Not seeing his kids, but going to marriage counseling with his wife, with Jody, while Ruby is living with Jody. I don't even know if he knew this. I don't know if he knew they were living together. So now back to the little boy. He tells them, my sister, they find the sister. They're trying to talk to her. They thought the little girl was a boy because her hair was cut off. Find out it's a girl. They're trying to talk to her. She won't talk. She won't say one word. She's worried about Jody. Where's Jody? What is Jody going to think? This Jody, just Jody, right? So they end up asking the little girl if she wants a pizza, and she finally talked a little bit. They said she ate the whole pizza. They bought another large pizza. She ate half of that. So I don't know how much she had, but she had a lot, and she drank a milkshake. So they end up, let me see. Oh, wait. When Jody lived in the house with Ruby and her husband, she even went on their anniversary dates with them, which is insane to me, right? But she was manipulating and brainwashing Ruby this whole time. Doesn't matter. Ruby's still guilty to me, but still, she's being brainwashed. Jody and the kid's mother, Ruby, would have the 8 and 12-year-old. So the other ones weren't getting abused, because I don't think the abuse was from the beginning. It started after the husband left. So they would make the boy stand outside in the sun for just no reason. They made him jump on a trampoline for hours for no reason in the sun. Now, mind you, they lived in like a desert or hot area. Or for his birthday, he had to go stand in the sun for hours. They would handcuff him. They did not feed him. Wouldn't give him water. The little girl, they would watch her take a shower. Either Jody or her mom would watch the baby in the shower, 8 years old, watch that baby, so she wouldn't steal water. When she brushed her teeth, Hi, baby.
Huh?
Oh, I was just wondering. I thought you were talking to me.
I was talking?
Yeah.
I was actually talking.
Yes.
What did I say?
You were whispering.
I was singing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, whoa.
It's okay. So, where was I? So, yeah, they would watch her brush her teeth and all that and turn the water off so she wouldn't steal water. They weren't trying to give them water or feed them. So we find out later that Jody, 15 years prior, she has a sister. She has a family. Her sister has 4 kids. And they came to Jody's house one day. Jody lived with her parents. And her niece ended up getting into it with her mom. So they decided to leave Jessie, who was Jody's niece, with Jody. She said immediately when the parents left, she told her, here are the rules. She cut her hair off. She cut her hair off, didn't allow her to go to school, locked her in a room, made her beg on her knees for forgiveness, duct tape her mouth, made her sleep outside in the snow, blindfolds her, and throws her in the car and binds her hands and feet. After a year, she was going with her aunt to work, Jody. She was going with Jody to work, and Jody was putting her in a room with nothing in there for 12 hours. I believe she was feeding her. She was abusing her. This girl was 14 and 15 years old. Or, I think the girl was 15. I don't know why her mom, I don't understand. But this is what she was doing to her. So she's this person. In the YouTube channel of Ruby, her YouTube channel was based on like disciplining her kids and how to discipline your kids. Her son, her older son, her adult son said that at one point she took his bed away for 7 months and he had to sleep on a beanbag. He didn't say why, but that was in the YouTube video. There was a petition going around to have DCFS check on those children, and it had 18,000 signatures. They never checked on the kids. Her 20-year-old daughter called the police, and they recorded this conversation. Of course, it's recorded, but they let us listen to it. Called the police and said, "Hey, I have 4 siblings. I'd like you guys to go check on them. I heard that they were being left at home with no food for 4 to 5 days." Do you know what the dispatcher told her? She was like, "I just want to do a welfare check on them." The dispatcher said, "I'll have an officer call you back." DCFS had been to the house so many times, never did anything. And so what happens is that after they find the kids, they're like, "Well, where's the dad?" They found the mom, arrested her. They got Jody, arrested her. And they're like, "Where's the dad?" They take the dad and they do an interrogation on the dad. They're talking to him. And he's like, they didn't tell him anything yet. And they're like, "When's the last time you seen your kids?" And he said, "I haven't seen them for a year. That's the stipulation of the agreement." He says all these things, right? He loves his wife so much that he doesn't want to leave her. He's been convinced by her that the adult movies that he watches, he's addicted to. So he has a problem. So they tell him what has happened with his kids. And one of the first things he says is he's like, "I can't believe it." He's so like, "What is going on? I can't believe this." But even still, he's like, "Well, what's going to happen with my wife? I love my wife. I think he thought that she wouldn't do something like that or, whatever." So he's kind of defending her. And, she's calling him from jail. And I recall her saying, "I'm a good person. I'm a good girl." That's what she said. "I'm a good girl. I'm nice. And, I love my kids," and just whatever. But she's being strange. So let me see. So at some point, I think before the police was even involved, so she had a journal. The police came into her house and found her journal, and in her journal she said specifically, where is it? She said she plans to leave with the kids and Jody, and she's looking for open land to leave the kids in. And she said pop. I don't know what that meant, pop. I don't know what, but she even had her son outside at the cemetery with no shoes on, and it was 110 degrees outside, so the ground is a lot hotter. She would have him standing outside with no shoes on, picking up trash in a cemetery, blisters on his feet. for no reason, y'all. Not that there should ever be a reason to do that, but the thing is, no, he didn't. This is your child, and it's a child. Insane, right? So the whole time this dad is, he's defending his wife and he wants to defend her, but eventually, after hearing all the things that happened, because of course he didn't hear everything, so wait, let me go back. So the police, after finding the two kids, find out that these two kids also have other siblings, which they didn't know. So they're wondering where they find the adult kids, and now they're wondering, well, the hell of the teenage girls. There are two teenage girls. The older sister ends up telling them where the teenage girls are, which is at some neighbor's house, or some place, some rehab center, for whatever reason. And so they go and get the teenage girls. So they take the two teenage girls and they take the two younger children. They put them into custody, protective custody. Excuse me. Finally, after the father finds out all these things, I guess, he goes back to the police and he admits that he was in psychological hell, that she made him believe these things about himself. He was like, she ran the household. It was like what she says goes. But she wasn't doing those things to the kids then, but she was like just a psycho. That's basically what he said. And after all this time, she finally, because she felt like she did nothing wrong, but finally, when they talked to her, I guess this last time or whatever, she finally admitted that she was like being brainwashed, and it was a miraculous intervention that the kids were taken. I mean, that she was arrested because she was being brainwashed by Jody. And, that was that. So the father ends up, he never got custody of his kids back. This just happened. They just got convicted in January 2024. So, and they'll be in jail for no more than 30 years. But I think at least, I don't know, they can actually be put up for parole in 2027. That's for good behavior. They say Utah is a state that doesn't, like, it'll give you time, but depending on your behavior, they'll let you out, early. So, which is ridiculous to me. Not for that. You almost, those children wouldn't have made it if someone didn't come in. If that boy didn't run away, he's a hero for him and his sister. If he didn't run away, who knows what would have happened to them? They probably wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be here because they were close to not. He knew that he had to save himself or he was going to be gone, and so was his little sister. So that was a very brave little boy. And if you're a little boy in that situation, run. Now, you can run. The police will help you. Your neighbors, whatever. Go to your neighbors. Go to somebody. Don't allow your parents to hurt you. But don't be trying to. I'm saying if you being abused, if you being locked up, don't do it just because you mad you can't play your PlayStation. The mom, she took her sentence and took responsibility for everything she did, but Jody didn't. Jody kind of was just like, I wish the kids well. I hope they'll be all right. But she didn't apologize for doing anything to them, and she didn't even think she was wrong. Of course not, because she's been doing it. So the dad ends up blocking. I don't think he has custody of his kids still, because at the end of the show they said that he was trying to block the sale of Jody's home so he can pay for psychological, for the psychological care his kids are going to need. But they said that they were still in custody, so I don't really know who has the kids. But you guys can go watch that show on 2020. I ate a lot of the spaghetti, huh? You guys can go watch it on 2020. The spaghetti was really good today. I'm going to go watch another show on 2020 and tell you guys what happens on that show, too. If you're interested, let me know if you like the story. He filed for divorce. Of course, he better. And he filed for divorce and request custody of the kids. Yeah, I don't know. He needs some therapy too. All of them do. He did reconcile with his older kids. And that's it, y'all. I had a good time talking to you guys. I'm very full. So I'm not going to try to eat another drop. And I love you guys. and I'll see you tomorrow.